So by following the last video, we want to interpret the result of ANOVA. So for the first one, it shows the p-value is less than 0.05. So which means when we ignore whether the participants was male or female, the psychology book, no matter the positive psychology book or the normal psychology book, it has an influence on people's life satisfaction. And for the gender part, we can say that the p-value is 0.834, which is larger than 0.05. So the gender of the participants did not influence the people's life satisfaction. So finally, we got the interaction between the groups and the gender. The p-value is 0.99, and which is larger than 0.05. So we can say that the effect of positive psychology book or the psychology book on people's life satisfaction was not different in genders. So in other words, we can say that the effect of positive psychology, the effect after reading the positive psychology and after reading the psychology book on people's life satisfaction has no difference in genders. So the ANOVA tells us the overall comparison difference between groups and genders. So, but it doesn't tell us which means differ. So we want to look at the different groups by using the function summary LM. So by using this function, we can get the result, like break down the overall effect of groups, and we look at the contrast we have been set before we created the ANOVA model. So we use the summary function to see the contrast group, and it gives us group 1. As we say right here, the group 1 is the control group compared to the positive psychology group and the psychology group. As we can see right here, the group 1 is the p-value is smaller than 0.5, so indicating that there is a significant difference. So we can say the effect of the psychology book increase people's life satisfaction overall, as because it's a control group compared to the positive psychology book and the psychology book. So we can say overall the effect of psychology book has increased life satisfaction. And the group 2 is the positive psychology group compared to the psychology group. In this group, we want to see if there is a difference between, like, after people reading the positive psychology book and after people reading the normal psychology book. As we can see, the p-value is significant less than 0.05. So we can conclude that reading positive psychology book significantly increase people's life satisfaction compared to reading normal psychology book. Also, this group is gender um, so the p-value is 0.7, which is larger than 0.05. So we can say that there is no gender difference on people's life satisfaction. And also the last two are the interactions. So this is the group one, as we discussed about this. The group one is a control group compared to the positive psychology and the psychology group. And as we can say, both of them, the p-value is larger than 0.05, which means the effect of positive psychology book or the psychology book on people's life satisfaction has no difference in between male and male, between male and female. Uh, in other words, there is no difference in gender. Also, we can create a plot to give us a better image about this. So in this plot, we can see that overall, the female and male, they score similar on the life satisfaction scale. So after that, we want to use the post hoc test to say the overall gender, like we want to perform post hoc test to see where the difference between group lies. So this is the result for the pair with the test comparison, and this is a post hoc test. And we can see from the result, it all shows the same pattern, like there is no significance between the control group and the positive psychology group. And but participants have significant difference between the positive psychology group and the psychology group. So right here we can say the positive psychology group, the psychology group and the positive psychology group, there is a significant difference. And also the positive psychology group and the control group, there is a significant difference. But there is no significant difference between the control group and the psychology group. It also shows right here, it's the same pattern. So the positive psychology group has significant difference between the psychology group and the control group, but there is no difference between the control group and the psychology group. So in conclusion, we want to say there was a significant effect of reading after reading the positive psychology book. After reading the positive psychology books, there is a significant effect on people's life satisfaction. And also we can say there there is no significant effect of gender on people's life satisfaction, as we can see from this plot. And finally, we want to say that there is no significant interaction effect between the positive psychology group and the psychology group, um, and the gender of the participant. In other words, we want to say that the male and female, they are not affected um, by reading the psychology related book on their life satisfaction scale. Um, so I want to say in conclusion it is like there is no difference in genders. So like people reading the positive psychology book, people reading the psychology book, they may have increased the life satisfaction, but the gender has no influence on that. Or we can say the effect of reading positive psychology book and the psychology book has no um, difference in gender. And in this function, we want to create a function to help us to compute the effect size. This is just a function, and right here, this is a function to get the effect size. So right here, this is the number of each group. So I got 3 group, and each group I have 16 participants, and this is the level of gender. I have female and male is 2 levels, and this is the uh, 3 levels of groups: the positive psychology group and the psychology group and the control group. And the rest of this data come from this output. Um, so as we can see, we need to put this result into here. So right here we can we can get our effect size.